Hey guys, welcome back to Boots and Bounty Kitchen, where today we are making some chicken noodle soup. But when you can chicken noodle soup, you can't can the noodles. All you have to can is the broth, the veggies, and the chicken. So whenever you get ready to eat it, then you have to add the noodles back in. And one way you can do that is either you can pre-cook the noodles and then pour the soup on it, depending on how liquidy you want your broth to be in your soup. Another way you can do is to put the noodles in a bowl, and then you can microwave or cook it on a stove, the chicken noodle soup, and allow the noodles to absorb the broth that it's been in. So here we have some chicken broth that I canned last year. And it takes 16 cups of chicken broth. So we're using 4 quarts of chicken broth. And in our big stock pot here, Emma has already cut up a cup of onion, which is 1 whole onion. And it says 1.5 cups of carrots diced, but 4 carrots? She says she cut up about 4 carrots. We put in a little extra because it also calls for celery, 1.5 cups of diced celery, and we don't eat celery. So we just added a little bit more carrots to absorb the broth. And then over here we have our Instapot, which has our chicken in it. The recipe calls for 3 cups of cooked chicken, so we're using the Instapot to go ahead and cook it, and then once it is done and cooled off slightly, then we can go ahead and use our KitchenAid or a hand mixer and shred it. And then you can put it in your stock pot here with the carrots and onions, and it has to come to a boil and reduce it and cook it for 30 minutes. Alright, so our chicken has finished, and we have taken it out and put it over in the KitchenAid. Alright, so she's got the whisk attachment on there, and what we're going to do is put it on low and then turn it up to medium just a little bit, and it's going to shred the chicken. And you may need to put your clear guard on top of the bowl because if you have more than 4 or 5 small pieces in there, it may come up the sides and splash out on you, and it can be hot. Alright, so she's going to add the rest of that to the soup. Alright, stir it up. Let's see, the chicken's all shredded up. Yep, pretty. That is pretty. And now it's going to cook on low for 30 minutes after we bring it to a boil. Then we'll turn the heat down and let it cook for 30 minutes. Alright, so our soup is done, and we are ladling this in hot jars. This is hot liquid. They're going in hot jars. Yep, hot. And I'm doing probably about 2/3 meat and vegetables and the rest of it in liquid. So you can put your noodles in and cook them in the broth if you want to, or just add them later if you want juicier chicken noodle soup. Alright, so we've got everything in our pressure cooker, and it is almost to the jiggling point, but we will let it pressure can for 75 minutes and then naturally release the steam, and then we can see what we got in there. Alright, our timer is done on this one back here. This one just got done. It's still got pressure in it. This is actually spaghetti sauce with meat in it that I'm canning, and then this is our chicken noodle soup back here. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. Alright. Open it away from you. Keep your hands back. Let me go get my jar grabber and we will pull one out. Alright. Let's see, is it sealed yet? Not yet. chicken noodle soup. It's got chicken and carrots and onions. I left quite a bit of broth in there in case he wants to cook the noodles in the juice, or just wants it extra juicy. Alright, so we're going to let these cool off naturally. I'm actually going to put the lid back on it and just let it sit there. I may sit these in a floor, but they're going to sit overnight for, you know, they say 12 to 24 hours, and let them finish cooling down because they're still boiling. And I actually have an empty one right there. Well, not empty, it just has water in it. And as I do some canning and I don't have enough, I'm going to start putting just 1 can of water in there and letting it seal so I can store up some water too. Just on the safe side. Nothing that I'm going extravagant and doing, but as I have 1 or 2 spaces that I need to fill in inside the canner, then I'm going to start doing that and just set them on the shelf, because those will be sterile, canned, drinkable, usable water just in case we need it. So I'm doing these for Preston because he'll be going off to college. He'll be gone by the time you see this. But today is Saturday and he's actually moving in Monday. So I'm getting all these canned up, and I'll probably send half of them with him and then keep half here and give some to him during the winter break, and we'll restock or whatever he needs. So anyways, this is just a short little tutorial on how to do some chicken noodle soup real quick. It does take a little bit. This does take 75 minutes, so it does take a while to pressure can and to prep, cooking the chicken, cutting up the vegetables and all that. But it'll be good just to grab off the shelf whenever you don't feel like cooking or anything. Throw you some noodles in it, or cook you some noodles and then put it in it, whichever one you want to do. So, well, that'll be all I have. And thanks for stopping by. God bless you guys. Until next time. Bye-bye.